everybody! Today we're going to be learning about volume. Now when we talk about volume, we're talking about what the liquid is inside of an object. When we're measuring volume, we use two different systems. We have the English system and the metric system. When it comes to the English system, we have a couple different ways of measuring the volume. We have gallons, quarts, pints, cups, and fluid ounces. But how do we know how many cups, let's say, go into 1 gallon? We can figure that out with a neat drawing. The gallons are the biggest, so we're going to start by drawing one big J. After that, we have the quarts. There are 4 quarts to 1 gallon, so we're going to draw 4 Q's within the big J. And then within the quarts, we have pints. There are 2 pints to 1 quart, so we can draw 2 P's within each of the 4 Q's. And then after that, we have the cups. Just like the quarts, there are 2 cups within each pint, so we can draw 2 C's in each of the P's. And when we add them all up, we can figure out how many cups are in 1 quart. So when we add them all up, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There are 16 cups to 1 gallon. We also measure volume in fluid ounces. Fluid ounces are smaller than cups. There are actually 8 fluid ounces to 1 cup. So a lot of the times, it's easier to measure in fluid ounces when we know that a volume could be between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 cups. For example, I have this water bottle and it is 20 fluid ounces. So we know that it would be more than 1 cup and even more than 2 cups, but it doesn't exactly reach 3 cups. So it's just easier to keep it in fluid ounces instead of saying something like maybe 2.5 cups. Now when it comes to the metric system, they use liters. They also break those liters up and down into larger and smaller units. To figure this out, we can use the saying, King Henry died while, that's going to be the liters, drinking chocolate milk. But if we don't know what each of those letters stands for, it's not going to do us a lot of help. So the K stands for kilo, and then the H is hecto, and then we have decaliters, then we have just our unit, our liters, and then comes deciliters, centiliters, and milliliters. Now, depending on which way you go up and down this chart, you can either increase or decrease the volume, the measure of the volume. So if we start off with 1 liter, if we're going this way, we'll figure out that there are 0.1 liters in 1 deciliter. In retrospect, if we go this way, we can move the decimal point over 1, 2, and now we know that there are 10 deciliters in 1 liter. So after that, we move it again, and we see there are 100 centiliters in 1 liter. And then we move it again, and we see that there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So milliliters are very, very tiny. When you think of milliliters, you should think of the medicine that you get from the doctor. When you get the medicine, you usually get it with a cup like this. This will have notches in it to tell you how many milliliters are measured for the amount that you should take. If your doctor tells you that you should take maybe 20 milliliters of medicine, then you would fill it up to the notch, that's 20 milliliters, and that's how much that you would be able to drink. So as you can see, the milliliters are very, very tiny. However, when you think kiloliters, you should think big, like really, really big. So if we keep moving this way on the chart, we'll see that there are 0.01 liters in 1 hectoliter. But if we move it again, we'll see that there are 0.001 liters in 1 kiloliter. Let's think about that. This is 1 liter. So if this is only 0.001 of the amount of a kiloliter, that might be enough to fill part of a pool. So hopefully we learned enough in this lesson to help find the difference between when we should measure in the English system and when we should measure in the metric system.